let's get into it. If y'all have seen the Twitch notifications, and for those listening in, obviously you don't know what the heck I'm talking about. But if you've clicked on here and you've gotten this far, you know what the frick I'm talking about. Guys, I'm starting a podcast. Like, let me not waffle. I'm starting a podcast. Now, I get it. You're like, oh my gosh, another one? Some people are like, Tegan, really? Like, that's not really your personality. But other friends are like, you know what? I get it. The friends that get it are my close friends, right? And I'm always advising and helping my close friends, not just unwanted advice. Like, I'm not just going around telling, hey, you want some advice? Come here. No, I'm not doing that because, wait, especially in London, like, sorry, I feel so bad for the people who give out leaflets. And I used to be people, don't worry. But I did it once, never again. And I did it as a favor for my tutor, but that's not the point. She gave me £20. £20, I was scammed, but it's okay. Anyway, I feel so bad for people in London who hand out newspapers or leaflets, and people just straight up, like, sometimes I'll take it because I feel bad, because obviously they have like a quota that they either need to hit or they just need to like get rid of them, and I'm like, cool, I'll take it, and don't do what I do. Well, I don't do it anymore because I'm trying not to litter, but older me would have dumped it and left it on the train. But would you really call it dumping if you're leaving it there accessible for someone else to read on the train if they want to read? Do you know what I mean? And you're probably thinking, who reads on the train? I do. I started. Hello. Okay, with me reading on the train, yeah. See how I told you we go off topic? This is why I heard a girl say it in her podcast. She was like, I'm not diagnosed with ADHD, but I have ADHD tendencies. I feel like I have ADHD tendencies. Doesn't mean I think I have ADHD, because here's the thing. There's some people who, like, obviously get diagnosed with these things because, it affects their life. It affects their way of being. For me, it's just a part of my personality. That's why I don't say I have ADHD. I'm just like, bro, I'm just me. Like, what? And I'm not that much. Do you know what I mean? I just have the tendencies. Anyways, my mind's gone blank. Anyway, yeah, reading on the train. Forget reading on the train. Let's go back to what we were talking about. I have an agenda. Let's stick to the agenda. Yeah? This is so I don't waffle for ages, okay? Let's start from the beginning. Hold on, I'm nosy. I want to see what's going on in chat. So what you got to talk about in your podcast? Finally, someone I can speak Chinese with. It's not me. I can't speak Chinese. Ash, I was lying. Ash, you should have known. You should have known. It's just a cover up. It was just a lie. I was just deceiving. It's better now. Chinese is your first language. No, it's not. So what are you going to talk about in your podcast? I'm going to get into it. Okay, cool. The agenda. The why. Now, okay, for a minute, my brain went blank. But do you know what? I'm like, someone might be like, oh my gosh, this podcast is so freaking discombobulated. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you said you were talking about A, now you're talking about B. Bro, I'm just keeping it real. I'm just a person. I'm just a girl. No, I'm just a girl. I'm just me. I'm literally just a person. So on the podcast, I'm going to keep it as real and as authentic as possible. Not as possible. I can be real and authentic. That's not hard. The hard part is transparency, because transparency comes with a sense of vulnerability. But the higher version of myself I want to be at is someone who can be vulnerable and have strength in being vulnerable. Do you get what I mean? So here we are. It's not the why for starting the podcast. The why for starting the podcast is, guys, I'm going to say this with love. And if you're listening to this right now, whether you're just snooping, because I got some haters, I'm not going to lie. I got some haters. I don't hate on nobody. Try not to. It can be a human habit. But I don't hate on nobody. I ain't got no ops. But people have me as their ops, okay? People have me as their ops, okay? So whether you're the op just snooping, whether you're the friend supporting, whether you're just someone who's just like, browsing, let me have a look. Whoever you are, I appreciate you for being here. And this was leading to something, but I forgot. See what I mean? I'm going to keep it real. I forget. And I'm not going to edit this, because here's what I'm saying. When I say I'm starting a podcast, I'm going to put in effort. I was about to say I'm not going to do a lot, like casual thing. No, let's start one in bed for English. Let's start one in bed. English. God damn. Let me drink some water. Oh my God. My window's open. No, I'm not closing my window. I'm sorry. You're going to have to hear the streets. Guys, I live in Kennerton. I baited my location. Crazy. I live in Kennerton. You get? Like, I'm ends. Anyway, not the point. Hot. I'm gonna keep it real. And where was I going? Oh my gosh. And this is what I mean by I'm keeping it real. When I put this, because like I said, I'm doing podcasting. I'm going to upload this onto Spotify. I'm going to upload the VOD, what you see right here on Twitch. Y'all are seeing it live. Is going to go on YouTube. Okay, the YouTube I'm 50-50 about. Only because when I'm on YouTube, I used to do YouTube back in the day for those who don't know. But when I'm on YouTube, I like to look, put together, more pristine. And I look cute right now, I'm not gonna lie. I look cute. But it just comes down to insecurity. That's me keeping it real. Do I feel like I'm cute enough to put myself onto YouTube? At the same time, God gave me this face. Why am I doubting it? Hello? Anyway. Right, let's get into it. The why. Last Just Chatting stream, which would have been not yesterday, but the day before yesterday, I had a stream where we were just talking, right? And I was talking about how I was in this place after leaving uni, and I was in a bit of a rut. I was in a bit of a... My phone's looking at me, and it makes the temptation, like, the phone just go away. Anyone in chat, I will look at the chat in a bit. I'll look at it in bits and pieces so I don't get distracted, because look at me now. Look at me now. Anyway, I was in a place where after uni, I was feeling a bit... I don't like to use the word depression because I feel like that manifests it through the tongue. I used to say sadness. I was feeling some post-uni sadness. I was feeling a bit like stuck and stagnant. I was just like hella frustrated with my life because I didn't really feel my purpose. That's another time on the stream, I was talking about purpose. I was talking about this. I was just feeling very lost. Like, lost, but not completely lost. Like, not lost like I'm just out here in the wilderness. Like, I was gonna say like a fox, but foxes have purposes. Do you know what I mean? Their purpose is to scream outside my window every day. I'm tired. I'm tired. One of these days, I'm gonna go outside and scrap with a fox. And you're probably thinking, nah, she's just being dramatic. I can be dramatic. Not right now. Not right now. I'm being dead ass. One of these days, I'm gonna go outside and I'm gonna scrap with a fox. And for my American viewers that don't know what scrap means, it means these foxes about to catch his ass. Because, listen, why'd you have to scream outside my window? Why? And I heard on TikTok that the screaming apparently means they're having sex. Why are you reproducing? To scream across the whole UK? Like, I'm tired. I'm actually tired. And they rip up my rubbish. Anyway, get distracted. The why. Anyway, so we've had points in the stream where I've spoken about the rut of post-uni and the sadness and this and this. And it's not just about uni. It's also about life. And I feel like this is something very relatable because here I am. Well, was... because I'm manifesting better for myself. Here I was in this same predicament as other people. I was researching. I was like, yo, how to get out of this, how to stop procrastinating, how to stop being lazy, how to like, what's the next step in life? Oh my gosh, being an actor is such an unstable career. What the fuck am I doing next? Da, 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 da. And I'm here researching and all these YouTube videos, all these podcasts are coming up. And I'm just like, here's the thing. Once you hear podcasts, is it just me that automatically switches off? Is it just me? I don't know why I'm doing this. This is comfortable. But is it just me that automatically goes? Because a lot of them say the same shit. A lot of them say, again, the same shit. Just like I said. And I'm a podcaster now. Ooh. A lot of them say the same shit. A lot of them, but they're also very different. And also, I feel like it comes from a place of thinking, I already know what they're saying. Why am I listening to it? Okay, but if you already know what they're saying, why are you here right now? Do you get? And you're here right now either out of curiosity or either maybe you were just scrolling and you just happen to be at this exact moment in time. Not the dogs moving wild. Anyway, you were just scrolling on TikTok or wherever on freaking Spotify podcast and you were just scrolling and you ended up here. You're exactly where you need to be. There's a reason why you're here and I believe in that. And I'm very much like, I love talking to people. I love helping people. I love talking. I love yapping for the sake of yapping, but I also like yapping with sense. And this podcast isn't just me about helping you lot. You gotta help me. This is a transaction. It's not a contract. I was studying law stuff the other day. It's not a contract. It's not a contract. Please, before they take me to the court. But this is a place to help each other. And I feel like with podcasts, right? People don't really... There's some people, let me say some, because there's always, the other percentage of, oh, I don't do that. All right, give it a rest. But there are some people. Is that the ice cream man? I was right. I did say if the ice cream man popped up, I was going to get an ice cream. But let me close my window. You can still hear him. My bad. Anyway. Ice cream man, switch it off. Okay, love. Anyway. I feel like with podcasts, yeah. Oh, we're out of focus. I feel like with podcasts, people only tend to listen to those who are like older or like very well established, or do you know? And it's fair because I would too. I would go to a millionaire for millionaire advice. Do you know what I mean? I would go to an old granny who's lived through our, respected grannies, but who's lived through their lifespan to get advice because they've lived through it. Those are the people who have more of the experience to give you the right advice. So what I feel like what makes our podcast a bit unique, I say a bit because there's definitely offers out there, but there's no one like me. There's no one like me, I'll tell you that much. But anyway, what I feel like English is not my first language, it's actually Italian. What makes this podcast unique is the fact that, guys, I'm 23 years old. I am 23 years old. So for those who are 18 stressing about life, what the fuck am I doing? Who are 17, 16, or who are 20, 21, 22, those who are 23 thinking, what the fuck am I doing with my life? You're not alone, my friend. You are not. Copyright. Copyright is so annoying. But you're not alone. You're not alone. And here's the thing. Even though you're not alone, you're like, oh, thank fuck, do you have the answer? I'm sorry to tell you that I don't. I'm sorry to tell you that I don't have the answers. And I'm also sorry to tell you that I won't have the answer for everything. But what I can share with you and how we can help each other is that I've gone through some real ass shit. See, as a Christian, I'm really trying to stop swearing. But me saying that, right? Me saying that does not invite all the Christian soldiers to come and attack me. See that community? Keep me out of that. I am human and God is still working on me. Leave me alone. Anyway, I've been through some shit, bro. I'll keep it 100. I'll keep it so real. I have a life story where people will be like, huh? What? You? But I'm sure all of us have that. And all of us have unique, different life stories with lessons and stories to just help each other. On this podcast, I will be talking about where I'm at in life, the advice I have to share, and also what we can bounce back and forth. Right now, I've put it on a subscribers only chat because with podcasts, it should be like a straight, narrow conversation. Do you know what I mean? And as you can see, I get easily distracted. So on the subscriber only chat, those who are subscribed can change the topic. You can put stuff in chat, like we can talk back and forth. I will also make a subscriber only Discord, or maybe just like a Discord in general. I'm still thinking about it for the podcast, where people can put in topics or dilemmas like, this is how I want to roll. This is how I want to be. I'm also going to do story times because, guys, come on now. I went to a boarding school. I've ran away from home. Like, I told you, I got a life. I've got a life. We've all got a life. But, I'm just sharing mine with yours. Anyway, we're still deciding on a name. I say we're still deciding. Who's we? It's just me. The name so far, I think it's going to be Podding with T. That's all I got. If y'all have any other better suggestions, let me know. But that's the why. The why is, bro, I feel like I would feel more comfortable knowing that there are other people out there who are also going through what I'm going through. I will feel more comfortable watching someone and growing up with someone. It's like Nella Rose, bro. If you don't know who Nella Rose is, think of a streamer or a YouTuber you've grown up with and you've literally watched their success. You watch them make it. Do you know what I mean? That should also encourage you to make it. Now, here's the big thing about this pod, yeah? I'm going to keep it 100. I'm going to keep it real. And here's where I'm trying to not be afraid of offending people or trying to make people not like me. I'm going to keep it real. You either like me or you don't. And there is a part of me that wishes and desires to be liked by everyone. It's human. But you either like me or you don't, period. I can't keep trying to please people when I'm not even making myself happy. That doesn't make sense. That's not how I live my life by entirely. But there is a small part of me where I stop doing things or saying things as to not, make other people feel uncomfortable. As long as it's not hurtful and offensive, speak your truth. Speak your truth. And if I make you feel that way, this is not for you, sweetie. This is not for you. And here's another reason for this pod as well, why I've decided to create it, is because I feel like we live in a very, my mom likes to call it, what does she call it? Marshmallow, pillow, softy soft. I can't remember the word. I will ask her though. We live in a very fluffy, soft society at the moment. There are some rough edges. There are some razor sharp edges, like freaking Andrew Tate, who freaking they say stuff and they're just like, like they're hitting us. I'm like, damn. Okay, wait, hold on. Maybe you should think before you talk about some things, you know? But at the same time, there's it. What I feel like our world is at the moment is we are too sensitive. There we go. My mom calls us oversensitive. Mom calls us oversensitive, and in some areas she's right, and in some areas she's wrong. Do you know what I mean? Well, I believe she's wrong. And don't look at me like I'm crazy for saying my African mom is wrong. Like, I ain't gonna say it to her face. Well, I will when I have to. I'll keep it real. I will when I have to, because I'm not trying to have my mama out in the streets embarrassing herself or myself. I'm like, mom, you can't say that. Like, I'm still trying to educate, not my mom, because my mom's still, you know, she's still got youth in her. But the people past the age, I'm trying to educate them on, like, you can't call them a he when they said they want to be a she, mama. Like, well, not my mom, but other people. Anyway, another point. We do live in a very soft society where, like, hold each other's hand and let's sugarcoat things and let's wrap things in fluffy feathers and this and this and this, and that's great. And if that works for you, great. That's another thing. In life, everything in life, this podcast, just everything that happens to you, listen, take what's for you and leave what's not for you. Do you get? Don't get upset. Like, there are too many people on the internet, they'll hear something and all of a sudden you're seeing a paragraph in a comment section. Like, brother, if it's not for you, leave it. If I'm not for you, leave it. If this podcast isn't for you, leave it. Because the way I want to maneuver with this is I want to keep it 100. I want to keep us on check. And by keeping us on check means I'm going to keep us on our ship. There was a catchphrase I was going to say, but I forgot. Anyway, I forgot the catchphrase. Not the point. Either way, I'm trying to hold myself accountable by starting this, and I'm trying to hold you accountable. Do you know what I mean? Because here's the thing. Everyone's like, your time will come. Your time's not coming to you if you ain't doing the work. I'm going to keep it 100. I'm sorry. Get off your ass. Get off your ass. Get off your ass. Like, I'm sorry. I'm keeping it real. I'm keeping it real because I'm coming from that place, and it's not a place I want to stay at. I'm trying to move to my higher self, and I really had to whack myself. This change happened like 2 days ago, and it's really crazy because as a woman, this is the only time I'll address myself as a female. I don't believe in addressing women as females. I find it really degrading. I don't like it. That's just me. But as a female and I only mention female because of my biographics, the way the body's wired with my hormones and this and this and this. I'm like, is it just one of the emotions of the month? Am I just feeling highly motivated right now? But then I'm going to go through my freaking, Mother Nature might hit me, and then I'm going through that, and then my mood's all over the place. As a woman, we go through way too many emotions in a month, I'll tell you that. But I'm trying to stay consistent with this. And how am I going to stay consistent? I'm bringing it to you lot. I'm telling you lot, this is what I'm doing. This is what I want to do. So when you don't see it there, you have to knock at my door and be like, Tegan, not at my literal door. If you show up at my house, God knows I'm going to collapse. I'm going to collapse. I'm going to faint. Why are you here? Why are you here? Guys, it's hot. It's hot. Anyway, this is what the podcast's for. I'm going to keep you accountable. I'm going to keep you accountable because it helps me keep accountable. And I'm telling you, but you also got to tell me. I'm telling you right now, if you were in that place I was at where, you were feeling frustrated, because the thing is, right, it's called a lazy girl era. There's a lazy girl era, and also I feel like there's two of the same. I was going through both. I was going through a lazy girl era where, like, May, I can't lie, May, I was making a short film. I was doing a lot. I was doing too much. So June, I said, yeah, June, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna take it easy. June has finished. We're in July. Why are we still taking it easy? And it's like, cool. I wouldn't even say July I was taking it easy. July I was just being frustrated. July, it was like, oh my gosh, I got so much to do, and then you just get so worked up, so burnt out that you just don't do anything. You do fuck all. You just sit there because you're like, fuck, I gotta do this, and like, you blink and the time's gone. That's not how I want to live my life. There's a higher elevated version of me, and there's a higher elevated version of you. Everyone knows who they want to be, bro. You know who you want to be. Stop looking at someone on the internet being like, wow, I admire that, so I'm going to follow them. Wow, I admire that, so I'm going to like that. Go and get it. Go and make it yours. And that's what this poddy's for. I'm holding you accountable. I'm holding me accountable. We all accountable. Get on your shit. I was watching a motivational speaker. I think it was today. Getting my days mixed up. That's due to a bad sleeping pattern, which we are fixing. Anyway, there was this guy, and he was like, imagine if 6 months from now, you put in the work and you get what you want. You get the body you want. You start doing this and this and this. Of course, certain things you just can't say, hey, I want to be a billionaire. And you're a billionaire tomorrow. But is it impossible? there's still a chance. I'm not saying it's gonna happen. There's still a chance. But instead of you knocking yourself down, being like, it's never gonna happen, why am I even trying in the first place? Bro, you're never gonna get anywhere. You haven't tried. You haven't tried. You haven't tried to do anything. You just sat there feeling sorry for yourself. Like, get up. Get up now. Get up. Like, get the fuck up. Get up and go and get it. Do something towards it. And then 6 months from now, have a little pity party for yourself. Then feel sad if you don't get it. But you're still further than where you were yesterday. You were still further than where you were 6 months ago. Do you see what I'm saying? And I feel like that's what's happening with Arjun. Like, even if you're a creative, like, some people feel like, oh, you're being a creative. Creatives work harder, by the way. Well, it's debatable. Don't bite me. But creatives work harder than you think. That's what I meant to say. Creatives work harder than you think. But some people feel like, yeah, I'm being a creative. I'm going to take the easy route. Oh, why isn't anything working for me? Get up and grind. Get up and grind. Get up and grind. Let me look at the agenda because I feel like I'm waffling. Okay, explain. We did the why, the introduction. Explain. Journey to becoming the higher version of myself. To do that, holding myself and yourself accountable. Yeah? So we're twinning in this. You get it? Make sure you're following. So many talents. Right, that's another thing with the podcast, why I'm doing it. It's like, bro, okay, not everyone's a hustler. People have different motivators in life. You need to recognize what your motivation is and put things around you to simulate that. Is that the word? Stimulate that. Put things around you to stimulate that. Some people get motivated by money, but it's not necessarily the money, it's what the money brings them. So a new car, a penthouse, a this. Go and make that vision board. You're probably thinking, what? I've heard all this before. That you've heard it before, but you've never actually done it. That's the problem. That's your problem. That's my problem. That's your problem. That's my problem. We're all like, yeah, I've heard this before. I'm not listening to this podcast because I know self-love, self-care, but you haven't done it. You haven't done it. Oh, I'm not going to use this because I know that it's just not going to work. I know that's a scam. You haven't tried. Like, why are you so afraid of failure? Oof. That hit me. That hit me. Ciao. Am I talking to myself right now? Why are you so afraid of failure? Oh my God. Oh my God. It's facts though. I'll tell you why I'm so afraid of failure. Well, you know, since the question just got asked just now and, you know, I'm thinking about it just now. Give me a minute. Why am I so afraid of failure? Because we're so afraid of failure, right? That you don't even try because you're so scared to fail. But then you end up going nowhere and you're upset, you're depressed, you're sleeping all day, you're doing fuck all. You know you want to be a runner. Put on them goddamn shoes. I'm talking to me because my shoes are underneath the bed and they ain't been touched. And, you know, I'm not trying to take out the nice shoes. I'm trying to take out, you know, the dusted Nikes. They're in that corner underneath my bed. I ain't touched them. But it's like, why? Why? You're like, oh, it's procrastination. Like, let's cut the bullshit. Keep it real. Procrastination. Let's Google it. Let's Google it before I start giving definitions and someone's like, actually, taken. Like, relax. It's all right. Let me Google it. Hold on. Wait there. Get into it. Yeah. Get into it. Sorry, I peeked that chat real quick. Can I even spell it? Yes. The act of delaying or postponing something, right? You'd be like, fuck, I just can't do this today. It's just a procrastination, man. You are the procrastination. Like, what? Stop blaming. Some people treat procrastination like this entity, like this mosquito they can't dash off. Like, you are the procrastination. Hello, wake up. I hope that hurt it. Oh, sorry. I know I made the volume go crazy, but I did that to wake you up. Go crazy because you are the procrastination, bro. Like, what? Anyway, steps to change this, which I have implemented in my life right now. I'll keep it real. I broke down a schedule. I have a schedule for myself. It's right there. Like, you're seeing this background, right? The only thing that's changed is my books, which just happened to be there. I'm not going to lie. And they're probably going to be there more consistently because I can't be able to put them anywhere else. But my books. But behind me, like, I was up at 2 a.m. Yeah? And I would always call myself, I'm more active in the nighttime. Pause, not in the way you think, but I'm just more productive in the nighttime, yeah? Boom. So I said, cool, I'm more productive in the nighttime, but who do I see the higher version of myself being? I see myself being someone who wakes up at 6 a.m., who goes to bed early, unless I'm streaming, because the gamer lifestyle is in the nighttime. But it doesn't have to be like that. Like, do and be who you want to be. Do you get? But anyway, because I'm more productive in the nighttime, I said, bet. This night, before I change my life, let's be productive. I'm only going to stay up late with the excuse of being further than I was yesterday or the day or whatever. Anyway, stayed up late, boom, made a schedule. I was listening to this podcast. My friend sent it to me and I was like, damn, because the girl was holding me accountable. She was like, get off your ass. She said, I got quotes. I got 3 quotes looking at me. One of them's the Bible verse. I say, trust in the Lord with all, I don't know it off by heart. Don't beat me. One of them is, your damn chats is sub only. Yes, my chat is sub only for the podcast, but I will be changing it when we start gaming. So wait a minute. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not onto your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him and he will direct your paths. That's one of the quotes. That's the one on the left. In the middle, it says, this world belongs to the hard working. Whether you like it or not, Banito's calling me a nerd. Fuck off, Banito. Whether you like it or not, it's the fact. It's the fact. I'm sorry. Right? And this is me keeping it real, because if you don't come from money, if you come from a background where, fair enough, your parents keep you afloat, or maybe you don't have parents to support you, or you're being supported by someone or something. Either way, you're somehow making it right now, but you feel unstable, you feel shaky. We have to get off our ass and work. And when I'm saying work, that doesn't mean just run out and get a 9 to 5. That's not what I'm saying. Find your passion and go commit to it. And I'm holding me accountable, because one of my passions is, this is where I'm like, vulnerability, being transparent. But I told myself I'm going to start a quotes page, right? I said, cool, where's the quotes page? Where's the quotes page, guys? I don't have it. Do you have it? I don't have the quotes page. But will I start creating it? Yes, I'm going to make a new Instagram for my podcast, and it's going to be the podcast and the quotes page together. I don't know if that sounds a bit too messy, but I thought like 3 accounts is a bit excessive. Like my main podcast, quotes, bit excessive, but maybe I'll do 3. Charge it. Anyway, just commit, do something. Like, you need to switch up your routine. And here's the thing, right? You're like, I want to change. I want to be a different person, but I don't want a different lifestyle. Make it make sense. Brothers, sisters, non-binaries, make it make sense. You want to be a different person. You don't want a different lifestyle. What? I want to lose weight. I don't want to change my diet. Stop believing them lies. This is me talking to myself right now. Stop believing them lies. Them freaking schemes talking about, you ain't got to change your diet, man. All you got to do is follow my plan. And here's the thing, right? I'm giving you the side eye, because remember what I said earlier about how can you say that? Like, you're giving up. Like, at least try. Like, you say you've listened to those podcasts before. Okay, at least try. See, I tried what that man said. Nothing is gonna work without a balanced diet or eating less, like calorie deficit something. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, I've now recognized I'm now out of that sadness place I was in post-uni, right? And I recognize I'm also someone who likes to see my achievements. I'm sorry. I like to see my hard work. I do. That's one of the reasons I like streaming. I like to see that we've gained new followers. Shout out to the 4 new followers that followed us yesterday or over the past week. I was supposed to shout you out. I will be doing that. I appreciate you. I like seeing the fruits of my labor. I'm an achievement chaser. I won't lie. Like, when I told myself, if I get anything less than a first in uni, I'm going to be pissed. Because here I am picking a degree I want, something I say I want to do for life. It would go to show I haven't put in the passion that I know I'm capable of. Do you know what I mean? Of course, everything's different for someone, but if you don't relate to me, this isn't the pod for you. Hop off, because I'm sorry, I can't keep filtering my words for people. I can't do that. I can't. And this is what I'm talking about. Our society's too fluffy this, fluffy that. You want someone to hold your hand, like, wait the fuck up. I will give you a hug, but I will also sit you down and tell you, listen, how you are right now, you want to be this, you're here. How do you expect to get here by staying here? Make it make sense. Change up your lifestyle, bro. Change up. And that's why I've changed up mine. I'm not saying I'm reformed. This is what I said. I'm keeping it real, because I am human. Yeah, after all, I can't even sing because of fucking copyright. I'm human. So I might be saying all this, and I have a schedule that says I wake up at 6 a.m. We start stream at 8 p.m. In bed by, I end stream by 12 a.m. Da 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 da. See, I have it all in front of me. I have my schedule. Over there, I have what do I want? Who do I want to be? I fill those in. I also have, sorry, I have bad eyesight. That's one thing I definitely have. What do I want? AKA things to work on. Like, how are we moving towards that? And when I made that, when I wrote up things to work on, that's what I built my schedule into. I built my schedule into times in the day because I'm someone, right? I would wake up late, but I'd get so much done in half a day where I'm like, damn, I'm proud of me. Imagine if you had the whole day, sis. Imagine if you had the whole day. If you're someone who's like, I don't need to sweat, I can wake up at 3 p.m. and I can still get shit done. That's great. But wouldn't you want your success earlier? When you get paid, don't you want your money earlier? Right. Anyway. The agenda. I thought it was like 8:30. I was about to scream, bro. I was like, see what I mean? I'm keeping on my shit, guys. I'm doing well. I did say we're going till 8 p.m, but since I arrived late, we're gonna keep rolling. The mindset, upbringing, and how it affects our mindset. Mentioned Bryce from The Trust on Netflix. I finished watching The Trust on Netflix. Great show. I loved it. I even contemplated, should I apply for it? Netflix, bloody bring me on, man. Bring me on, man. How many times are you gonna make me apply? Like, I'm even taking a risk here. I want to be an actress, you know? But, hurry up, bring me on, man. Anyway, The Trust on Netflix, right? The reason why I mentioned mindset is, and I was also mentioning, like, depending on your background, where you come from, like, maybe the drive isn't as strong for you. But I believe whether you're broke as fuck or a millionaire, you need to have some sort of drive towards something, baby. You gotta have some sort of drive towards something. That's me keeping it real. That's me keeping it 100. You could just have a check coming in every day and you just sitting on your ass and it's like, but do you feel like that's life? Do you feel like you're living? Really and truly, do you feel like you're living? Like, you're just here, money's coming in, money's coming in. Well, maybe, whatever makes you happy, man. Let me not judge you for that, actually. What makes you happy? I can't fully relate to that because I ain't got that. Must be nice. Anyway. But the reason why I wrote down mention Bryce from The Trust is because basically, I'll give a brief description. The Trust on Netflix, yeah. Sorry, I had a little bit of lipstick. Guys, no one uses my channel points. It makes me a bit depressed. That doesn't mean use them now. Only him after all. Me wears lipstick. Also, me removes some lipstick. Great. Sorry, guys. I needed a breather break. I'm accosted and belittled. Now I'm blackmailed from stream. Golly. Had some shit to say, but I bet. It will open. It will open. Wait. Maybe I should open it now, actually. You know what? I'll open it. Right. Okay, before I go on to what I was going to say about The Trust, Bandito has a word or two for us, Mr. Poetic Justice. Let's hear him out. Bandito says, for those listening on Spotify, oh my gosh, that sounds so cool. I'm sorry if my audio is not top notch for Spotify, but I'm not going to let something like not having an expensive setup, having a shitty mic hold me back from doing what I want to do. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to start it, and then during the journey, we will upgrade it. That's how it is. Like, stop making up excuses, people. Stop making up excuses. Oh, I don't have this, so I can't go running. Oh, I don't have this, so I can't do this. Just go and do it. Go and do it. Of course, let's use common sense. Like, there are some things you just can't go and do. Like, you can't just go and have freaking... It's not coming to mind tonight, right now, but, you know, with moderation. Anyway, Glovo is saying... No, it's not that one, but it's good as fuck. Yeah, it is. Glovo saying, anywho, to be successful in this life, you generally need a side business. Nothing wrong with working for someone, but after working in car sales, the money generated is insanity. The biggest determinator between a winner and a loser really is the mindset. Even when I ran my motivational page, you can see that people are driven by external motivation, never internal. They need push and comforting by other people to work harder. In brackets, I know this as I run and ran my own motivational page. Okay. I didn't really take that in. I'm so sorry. Like, sometimes my eyes blur out because I was reading, because I was multitasking. Hold on. Now that I read it to you lot, is it just me? I can't just be that person. Like, when you read it, sometimes you don't take it in. So now I need to read it in silence to take it in. Wait, hold on. Okay. I said, bro, I'm reading now. Hold on. Facts. Some people aren't self-motivated. But I also feel like a lot of us aren't self-motivated because we're making up excuses. 10 more minutes and the poddy ends, by the way. Not self-motivated because you're making up excuses. Stop with the excuses. And that's why I'm doing this podcast. I'm someone who made up a lot of excuses. I'm not gonna lie. And that might come as a shock to some people. But here's the thing. Comparison is not only the thief of joy, it's a fucking poison. You'll feel like, oh yeah, I'm ahead of that person so I can relax. If you're ahead of that person, then they're not the one you should be looking at. Why are you looking back? Look to the next person. You shouldn't really be competing like that. But if that gets you going, use it. Like, what? Yeah, comparison, don't do that. Don't do any forms of it. Don't do, oh, I'm better than so, but like, oh, I have money in my account than Bryce down the road, so. I'm winning right here. Do you have more money than Bill Gates? Then why have you stopped? And again, money isn't the chaser for everyone. I can understand that. But like for me, I wouldn't call myself money motivated. I'm not materialistic at all. I wouldn't say completely at all because I do scream. Okay, I don't scream. But I do be like, oh yeah, I only want an iPhone, blah, 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 blah. Even though Android be winning nowadays, I'm not gonna lie. Android be eating it up. I saw this one ad that Samsung did cussing out iPhones and I was like, you know what? Am I being converted? But aside from like the minor stuff like that, I'm not motivated by money. I'm not someone who's materialistic, but I'm motivated at what it can do for me. I was watching this girl's video, her podcast, and she's like, she's got all her mum's bills on autopay. I want that for my mum. I want my mum to not sweat a damn thing in this life. That's my motivator. And it's like, okay, cool. That's how you feel. What are you doing about it? I also don't have the desire to work for someone else for the rest of my life. I don't have that desire. I'm sorry. For me, acting isn't working. Like when there's a director, it doesn't feel like I'm working for anyone else. It feels like an amazing project we're all working on. Cool, but sometimes hard work comes with sacrifice. I'm gonna be real. Like I don't want to work for someone else for the rest of my life. But do I have to get up and get out right now at where we're at in life? Like leaving uni. Come on, let's be real. Especially people who don't have parental support like that. Like my mom supports me, bless her heart. I've got a roof over my head. I've got water. I've got electricity. But it's like they support the basic needs, but when it comes to more than that, you're on your own, bud. You're on your own. So you gotta get out. You gotta get up and grind. I feel like I was leading to a point, then I forgot. Anyway, going back to the trust. I'm gonna keep it brief and quick because we're ending at 8:15 and then we're starting God of War because I was eating it up. Yeah, Bryce, the Trust. So the Trust is basically a game show where everyone's already won. Like they start the game show where everyone's already won. Period. You're all winners. You're all going home with a cash prize. Yay! They're gonna split $250,000. They were all already gonna split that. They started off as how many? I don't know. Let's say they started off as 20. They were all already gonna split the money they had won. Only 5 people ended up splitting the money. From 20 to 5. Now, of course, there was some gameplay. There was this. Some people trying to do kumbaya and da-da-da-da-da. Some things happen. It's a game show. And human nature comes out. That's why I recommend it as a great watch. Because human nature really comes out. It really shows itself. Anyway, there was this one guy. Now, there was this one girl. Let me start with the girl first. There was this girl. Forgot her name. Julie. Her name was Julie. Julie, if you're watching this right now, I don't know how you got here. Hello. Don't know how you got here. Hello. Or if you're listening to this right now, hello, we're talking about you. You're probably a lovely person. I'm gonna think everyone's a lovely person until you give me doubt. But anyway, we're just analyzing characteristics from the show. I love how I'm saying this like I'm speaking to her. Like, anyway, not the point. So Julie on the show was someone who actually like really, really came from struggle. She's shared her story where she had no parents. She had to graft and get everything for herself. She literally had sometimes where like she couldn't eat. Like this girl was eating out of dustbins to survive. Like this girl was grafting. That was one of the people on the show. Of course, everyone on the show is desperate for the money. Sorry, tongue twister word. Everyone on the show is desperate for the money. There's someone who's trying to adopt a baby boy, and he was the sweetest man. Absolutely love him. His name was Brian. He's trying to adopt a baby boy, but he needs to show the state that he, is financially stable. He was like, that will support his application and his family. Another man's doing it for his family. Everyone has their reasons. Do you know what I mean? When it comes to money, everyone has their reasons as to why they want it. That was a millionaire. Yeah. In the trust where everyone's fighting for $250,000, there was a millionaire. Right? Boom. Then obviously everyone has secrets in the trust because it's all about trust being broken, and you can vote people off at the end of the day. They would have a ceremony where like vote one person to get off the island. If no one votes, they're all safe. They can still split the money. If one person votes, even one person, whoever they voted for gets gone. If two people vote for if everyone votes for the same person, then it's annulled. It's fine. Anyway, he's a millionaire. He kept this as a secret, even though, by the way, just by his characteristic, he was like, you look like you come from money. But at the same time, you can't really make that judgment off how the way he walks and talks or whatever. Anyway, this comes to a point. Just hear me out. Anyway, so they basically say everyone's secret and you have to guess who it belongs to. And no one really confessed anything. There was one, but I'm not gonna lie, it was irrelevant. I don't remember. It's not in my memory. But anyway, so the millionaire secret comes out, and that Julie babe is she's pissed. She's pissed because she's like, do you think you're more deserving than me? Now, as much as I can sympathize with the girl, obviously no one's perfect, but the way she conducted herself sometimes really made me give her major side eye, because I understand it. I understand where she's coming from. It's just the way she was saying it and going about it. Like, do you think you're more deserving than me? This and this and this and this. I'm like, yo, like, but also certain things he was saying, he was like, I like being privileged. I was like, brother, no. And this is why I'm talking to you guys about him in the first place, was because he came from that background. He had a mindset where everyone in the house saw it. And from what we saw on Netflix, we could see it too. Of like, they would explain to him, like, we understand why you're here. He said he wasn't here for the money. He was 21 years old, a millionaire. He got it from real estate, which was his mother's real estate business. I mention this because he told one of the black girls, I'm all self-made, baby. It's all me. Then goes on to say, my mama owns a real estate business, but she's handed down to me. And I'm like, in my head, I was like, oh, so he's not self-made. Then the girl said it, so you're not self-made. He was like, no, it is family in turn. I was like, oh. Anyway, mindset. So he came for the experience. And you know what? Me personally, everyone has their own opinion for this. And I feel like a lot of opinions are valid. My opinion on it would be, if he's there for the experience, let him have it. Do you know what I mean? Who am I to decide who gets and doesn't get money? Do I think there are more people more deserving of the money? Yeah, you're a millionaire. Do you know what I mean? You're a bloody... That was $250,000 gonna do for you. He might still need the money for whatever reason. He said his reason for the money was, there are 5 employees I have that I have to support, this and this and this. And he was speaking to a lady, and the lady said, babe, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. I don't think that's the way to go about it, the way you're saying it. Like, I can sympathize that he wants to enjoy the experience, but you're really fighting against people who come from the struggle. And the thing is, the more people they vote off from the island, the bigger split share they get. Anyway, I found that really interesting. Because the mindset is all about mindset. That's why certain people won't get this. When you come from a certain struggle, your mindset is different. That was leading me somewhere, but I forgot. I told you I'm going to keep it raw. I'm going to keep it authentic. I forgot. But that was just interesting to me. Oh, but it does lead me to say, be careful what you consume and be careful who you're around. You hear it all the time, but do you take steps to do anything towards it? No, you don't. Did I? No, I don't. Have I, started implementing stuff? Yeah. I have a whole different TikTok account. So I have 2 TikToks, right? That doesn't mean go look for me, guys. Doesn't mean go look for me. Don't look for me. That other TikTok account is literally only for motivational, Do you know what I mean? It's not just motivational. Go get it. You got this. Da 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 da. Like, words of affirmation are cute, but I'm more someone action. I need to see a result. I need to see a result. What's happening? What's popping? Do you know what I mean? I need to see the fruits of my hard labor. So it's more like people with that type of mindset on that TikTok. Because here's the thing. You go onto TikTok, you scroll, 2 hours has gone by. You're like, what? My day. You're rushing. You could have done so much. We can all do so much in an hour. This brings me back to when Molly May said everyone has the same 24 hours. Everyone was raging because, babe, I hear what she's trying to say, but not everyone started with the same advantage as you. But putting the advantage aside, we can do a lot in an hour. I'm not saying you can become a millionaire in an hour, but you can do so much to help benefit your life in an hour. So if you structured your day into what you can do for each hours, it's not bad. It's not bad, bruv. Anyway, this is episode 1. I don't know how frequent I'm going to do the podcast. I don't know if I'm making it a once a week type of thing, twice a week. The plan was to do it 6 p.m., 7 p.m., like before gaming stream, and then we game. That was the plan. Oh, also, I mentioned mindset because of the hustle. Obviously, with this type of mindset, right? I'm like, with everything I do, why not benefit from it? Why not, why not make something of it? I enjoy scrolling on TikTok. Like, me personally anyway, I'm like, I enjoy scrolling on TikTok. But I'm putting someone, you wouldn't willingly just put money in someone else's pocket. Do you know what I mean? You wouldn't empty your bank account and just put it in someone's pocket. But here you are on this app, scrolling, putting money into other people's pockets. Put it back into yours. Like, shit, man. Wake up, stand up, do something. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're on TikTok. All right, cool. I'm like, am I making money from this app right now? No. Am I doing anything to try and make money from this app right now? No. Why are you scrolling? And if it's not what you want to put money into, have you done anything to progress your career or your happiness? Have you put anything into that? No. Why the fuck are you on TikTok? So I was like, enough to you. I was like, enough. Unless I'm posting on there. If I post on TikTok, I'll take it as a treat. Then I'll go for a scroll. But if I'm not doing that, put it aside. Put myself on my other TikTok account where it's just focus. It's just, discipline. It's all. Discipline is not made overnight. I'm talking about all these habits I'm implementing. I'm not perfect. I may fall. I may stumble. But it's recognizing that I need to be more disciplined. So get it together. Get it together. Another thing is, I've always spoken about on this stream how music is such a big influence. It's very, very influential. So I was like, on a stream a long time ago, I've mentioned it a couple times. I was like, how I've changed what I listen to. I might listen to a bit of NLA. I might listen to a bit of NLE or whatever. If you're typing in chat, by the way, I'm not looking at chat right now because I want to stay on graft. I'm going to open the chat in a second. And what I mean by that is open discussion. Sounds so professional. I'm going to open discussions, guys, in a minute. Anyway, not the point. I like a bit of NLE. Do you know what I mean? But that's another thing. You're here listening to music. Put in everything you enjoy, you could be making money out of. Even if you're not that interested in it. Who says no to money? Who says no to money? Go and make some money out of it. Do you know what I mean? It's like, damn, here I am listening to music and this and this and this. And it's like, is this music motivating me? It can make me dance. Do you know what I mean? But it's not motivating me in the way I want to be motivated. That's the next step I realized. So I'm like, cool. I stopped listening to like certain types of music. Not completely. I just don't listen to the playlist as frequently. Do you know what I mean? Cool. Then I switched to a positive playlist because I was like, music actually makes you sad. Like, if you listen to depressive songs all day, you're going to be fucking depressed. Do you know what I mean? So I switched to positive music. That lightened my mood by a ton. I'm not going to lie. That changed a lot of me. Like, I listened to a lot of gospel at first. And I was like, as much as I like gospel, like, God, I love you and I carry you every day. But I don't want God to be mentioned in every song. Respectfully, I said, like, give me something else, So I started listening to, like, just positive music. Like, you can literally type into Spotify, positive vibes made by Spotify, and there's a playlist made for you based off what you listen to, or like just a mixture of your songs. Simple. You're still listening to the same music, just better motivations and affirmations from the music. Do you get what I mean? Then from that, I was like, it's lightened my mood, but it's not motivating me in the direction I want to go in. I'm here in this empty space, like, oh, I want something to listen to. Podcast. I never used to be a podcast girly, but then I started. I used to watch like Shits and Gigs, 90s Baby Show, da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, cool, that passes the time. I could be learning in this time. Do you know what I mean? Everything is an opportunity. Change the little things. Just what I want you to get at the end of this podcast right now is just analyze the little things in your life. Be like, what can I change that may not feel like a big difference, but it's gonna make a difference. Like, don't be hooked up over how big of a difference it makes. It's a difference. Do you know what I mean? Just by me changing my TikTok account and having a different feed, I only follow like, I think 2 people on the other account. I follow like 2 people. Got 1 follower who I know is a bot because you don't know me. You know I bloody know you. I need that as a sound. Anyway, even being on that TikTok, it's like I scroll. I listen to 1 TikTok about how it's like, get up, go get it, or it's not just get up, go get it, because come on now, it's not everyday words of affirmation. Tell me what the fuck to do. Tell me, like, you know. Anyway, I listened to 1 of those TikToks, and all of a sudden, I'm not motivated to be on my phone anymore. I'm not motivated to scroll. I'm motivated to do something else. And because I'm not just out here like, oh shit, I gotta make money, hard work, I'm here pouring into things I actually want. I'm still enjoying myself just as much as I would do scrolling on TikTok. Okay. I think oh my gosh, the agenda expanded a lot. And with our goals, what we want and how we're gonna go get it. I already told you how I'm gonna get mine. I recommend what I did. Again, this podcast is not about I'm perfect. Look at me. Listen to me. Listen, we might go down a route and it might be the wrong route, but at least we go together. This is what I'm saying. You could take my advice, leave my advice, it's up to you. But whether you take my advice and it works for you, great. I mean, that's what we bloody want. And if it doesn't work for you, okay, you get disappointed, it's sad, but you learn a lesson. You learn what works and doesn't work. Stop being afraid of failure. That's the message. Right. What I did yesterday as to like what to do, like, okay, cool. Tika, what should I do? Because some people like that. Like, what do I do? I'm like that. Make a schedule. I know some of us, I say us, like I'm not working right now. Some of us work though. So I understand. Just factor that into your schedule and think about all them times. Like I used to like be on YouTube for ages. I watch freaking Love Island USA and bang it out. Don't do that. Right now, I'm very much like a treat person. I will watch when I eat. The food's over, the watching's over. Go get some shit done. Make your schedule, factor in your work. Also, have a rest day. Sunday is my rest day, Sabbath day. You know, I say it's rest. I'll probably be cooking. But Sunday's my rest day. Have a rest day. Write out the stuff that I wrote down. Write down the stuff I wrote down. So I have a schedule of the time I want to wake up. So I want to wake up by 6 a.m. Cool. Start your day from 6. Factor in when you eat, when you shower, when you're working, Because even on your way back from work, let's say you're on the tube or something, you can still get something done. Like, I lost my headphones, right? I lost my headphones twice. After losing them twice, I'm like, I don't really feel like I deserve headphones. That's how I live. I'm very strict to myself. I'm kinder to others, but I'm strict on myself. I don't deserve headphones. Sit in silence. Listen to nature. I don't want to do that either. Okay, boom. Read a book. What have I started? Reading a book. I've gone back into reading, which not only improves my bad English that I have sometimes, it's just more, it made me feel more present. And you can read a fictional book, or you could read like an educational book. My friend loves the 48 Laws of Power. Some people have mixed opinions about it, but there's so many different books out there. I've got a book that's called Why I No Longer Talk to White People About Race. I ain't read it, but I'm gonna read it now because I can. Do you know what I mean? I've got the space to do so since I don't listen to freaking music. I've got another book that talks about emotional intelligence. Never had the time to read it before. I do now. Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah, schedule. Write down, what do you want? Like, be real. I want to be rich. Okay, write it down. And I wrote it down twice. I say, yeah, I want financial freedom. I want my mum and my brother to have financial freedom. I don't want them to sweat nothing. I want them to be like, I want them to forget money exists. I got a lot of work to do. What do you want? Write that down. Whether it's simple, small, the first thing that comes to mind, write it down. Do you know what I mean? If you want to go deeper, do you? Who do I want to be? I want to be elegant. I want to be kind. I want to be caring. Write it down. Wear my glasses because it's all the way on the wall. I can't freaking see it. I want to be strong-willed. But I said first and foremost, I want to be closer and more connected with God. Did you pray today? I did not. Let's pray. Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Amen. Lord Heavenly Father, please guide us through this journey and protect us, Lord God. As we embark on a journey of changing ourselves and bettering ourselves as people, please guide us with your hand. In your holy name, I pray. Amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen. I was really shy to do that on stream. Sorry, I kept it short and I was like fumbling because I was really shy to do that on stream. But I am who I am. Anyway, what do I want? And things, aka things to work on. So I wrote down Acting, cool. What do I have to do towards my acting career? I have to network. I have to practice self-taping. I have to do this. Write it all down, bro. And you might be like, that's long. Writing it down not only makes you like realize it and become more present with it, it makes you be like, I've got things to do. So when you're there sleeping, snoring, dribbling, eye boogers, you wake up with shit, I got things to do. So now you feel guilty, even if you are on TikTok scrolling. Again, you're not going to change overnight. But even if you are on TikTok scrolling, you're going to feel guilty. You're going to feel guilty about it because you got things to do. Anyway, I have acting, what I need to do, networking, creative, write scripts. I write songs for myself personally, but could I be making money from it? Probably. But how are you going to make money from an unfinished song? Finish it. Finish it. You have talents. Guys, whatever you're doing is a talent. Do you know what I mean? Go use it. God didn't give you a talent for no reason. The last one. Oh, jobs and businesses. Things I'm interested in. Things I'm interested in taking further. I wrote them down. Research. I need to do that. I need to apply here. Write it all down. And then the last paper I have was, how do I get there? Why do I have two sections of it? Oh, so I have a how do I get there paper, right? And that's basically like, what do I want? To be rich. Okay, cool. On the other piece of paper next to it, how do I get there? Da. To be rich again. How do I get there? Da. That's how I did it. Anyway, get on your Zoom, y'all. Get on your Zoom. Okay, let me open up the chat. Okay, let me catch up on Bandy. And another key thing, stop relying and resorting to prayer when your back is against the wall. Pray at all times and put some hustle into it. Your prayer doesn't mean shit if you don't do nothing for the prayer. Okay. I disagree and I don't like what you said. I disagree. I agree with some elements. I disagree and I don't like what you said. Only because I don't like prayer doesn't do shit in a sentence. Personally, for anyone listening in the podcast, I wish I could remove that from your ears. I will be reading things first with my eyes before I read them out with my mouth. Even though you might have meant something else, I don't like it. Only because pray at all times. You are right in a sense of don't just turn to God when you need help. I agree, but pray at all times. Do you know what I mean? And if you do, because here's the thing, why I didn't like that message about what Banito said about like, don't just pray against when your walls, stop relying and resorting to prayer when your back is against the wall. Why I didn't like that sentence, and I really hate that sentence actually. I don't use hate, it's a strong word, but I'm using it now. Why I really hate that sentence is because it can make people feel demotivated, like, shit, I've never prayed to God before. Okay, cool, so now I can't pray. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. God is forgiving. God is graceful. You know what? See, you guys are logging out the talking. You're logging out the podcast, man. You're logging it out. You're logging it out. I used to think I wasn't deserving of nice things. I used to think that I didn't deserve happiness. I used to think, like, without saying it out loud, I used to think I was beyond God's grace. I used to think that I wasn't deserving to turn to God because of the bad things I thought I did in my life. But guess what? God knows who you are. God's written your story. He's seen how you're going to live and what you're going to do. He's seen the choices you made. Do you get? And he sent his son to die on the cross. In my head, I always went, oh, but he's already died on the cross for our sins. So technically, he cleared us out from then. But any sins I make from now, there's no way for me to clear them. No, that's not it. That's not it. When he died on the cross, he cleared the sins for those in that time and for those in the present right now and for those in the future. For those in all of time, he cleared our sins. And the only thing you have to do is turn to God and be genuine about it. So that's why I really didn't like that sentence. I didn't like it because I understand what he's saying. Don't just pray to God when you need help. I definitely think you guys should deepen your relationships. And if you don't have a relationship with God, again, you're on my podcast, so I'm going to keep it real from my point of view. I think you should have one. But that's another thing. I will never try to convert someone. I'm never going to shove it down your throat. If you feel like me talking about my religion is shoving it down your throat, you need to leave. You need to leave. But, I'm not going to belittle other religions. I'm not going to, be disrespectful for what. Like, no. I respect everyone else's decisions. This is mine. Anyway, that's why I didn't like Banito's message. I didn't like it because sometimes, cool, it's true. You shouldn't only pray to God when you need help. That's right. Deepen your relationship so that you can make your prayer so short. Just talk to him about your day. Talk to him when you're sad, when you're happy, when you're grateful. I used to be the opposite of Banito's message. I used to only pray to God when something went well And when I was going through something, I never used to pray to him because I thought I wasn't deserving. I thought that I wasn't good enough, like, to be honest. Because I had a bad childhood. I used to not be the nicest girl. And nice things didn't happen to me. So I didn't do nice things. Let's say that. I wasn't like some crooked villain. Do you know what I mean? I wasn't a bully, none of that. But I wasn't the nicest girl in the world. So I used to only pray when, like, to be grateful, like, thank you, God, thank you this, thank you that, thank you that. And I used to be like, I can't pray to him to ask him for help. Like, what? Do you know who I am? Do you know what I've done? Do you know how I've lived? Da, 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 da. But I didn't like Bandito's message because I don't want you to be discouraged, basically. I didn't like his message because I don't want you to be discouraged. You should know that, yes, deepen your relationship with God so that you don't only pray to him when you need something. At the same time, if you do happen to only pray to him when you need help, at least you're praying to him. Do you know what I mean? But this is a reminder to deepen that relationship and to expand it. Yeah. I don't believe in any God, so I won't be relying on prayer. Lol. You should invite people on your podcast if you want. Ash, that's completely up to you. And inviting people on my podcast, of course, because these are the type of conversations I be having with my friends. Like, we have these conversations all the time. And it's like, bro, we could help people and benefit. Why not do it? Why not do it? I hear the argument, however, when things really take a turn for the worse, they always resort to, please God, I don't understand that personally. I hear what you mean. Let me re-say it because I'm reading it like that because I'm like, I don't want to spread another message I don't like. Do you know what I mean? That is a learning curve for me. Here we go. I hear the argument, however, when things really take a turn for the worse, they always resort to, please God, I don't understand that personally. Okay, I feel like that may come from your love of God as well. Like, you're like, don't only turn to him when you need help. Like, at the same time, I say, I understand your feelings on it, but where I stand, right, is because I started the journey beginning of January with being more forgiving of others, right? And even though you may look at that person and be like, what they're doing isn't right, this and this and this, I feel like as a Christian, it's not our place to say. Like, you may have that opinion, but I don't feel like we should. Like, don't judge that person. Do you know what I mean? Don't judge that person on their freaking, just because they're turning to God in their last little moments, like, they're not deserving, like, don't do that. I don't feel like we should do that. I feel like as Christians as well, we can be way too judgy, not only Christians, in any religion, we can be way too judgy. And even as someone, like, you see a non-believer who suddenly turns to God, it's like, bro, it's not our place to have an opinion or comment on that. We are not the judge. Do you know what I mean? Just leave it be. Leave it be and let God. It is better to listen to older people because they have life experience. And I also feel like, but I also feel like with this podcast, it's cool to be talking with everyone who's in the same position we are, because we can all figure this shit out together, because there's no second chances in life. There's not. Like, I'm not going to wait till 60 to get the knowledge and then turn my life around, which you still can do. No shade, no game. But if we can try and figure it out together right now, why the fuck ain't we doing it? So let's do it. Let's do it. Anyway, guys, that's the end of the podcast. So wherever you're listening to this from, I don't know if that's the English, but you'll let me know. I hope you're having a good ass day, evening, morning, night. Twitch is probably looking at me like, what the fuck is she doing? But yes, we are live on Twitch. I don't know when this poddy's coming out. Hopefully before the start or beginning of next week. Actually, you know what? I'm going to aim to at least drop it by Monday. Aiming to at least drop it on Monday. Follow my Twitch, Tkezi. I'll spell it out. It's Teakezi. If you're wondering where does the name come from, my name is Tegan. Hello. I have been your gracious host. Still deciding on a name. When the podcast comes out, we'll probably already have a name. But guys on Twitch, what do y'all think? Because I'm thinking podding with tea. Pods of tea. Because motorcycles are so hot. I'm so sorry. I love me a motorcycle. Also love me a ponytail. I love how my curl dropped. Great. Podding with tea. Pods of tea. That's the vibe I'm kind of getting at the moment. But yeah, I am thinking about dropping a virtual version on YouTube, because I used to do YouTube, so why not resurrect that? I'm just trying to, I feel like God's given me a lot of talents. Of course, there's that saying, what do they call it? A jack of all trades is a master in none. I'm that's probably the wrong quote. But something about if you double dabble in everything, you won't be a master in anything. Something like that. It was something roughly, you get the circumference of what I'm trying to say in it. At the same time, because of that, we tend to just like not try anything. Well, because of that, I decided not to try too many things and just leave it alone. But it's like, that didn't change my life. So let me give everything a try. Let me do it. So there will be a YouTube VOD. There will be a Spotify VOD. We'll see about Apple and them lot. Like, we'll see. If there's a demand for them, sure. But I use Spotify, so Spotify goes. There will be a Discord for the pod. Right now, just use my normal Discord for Twitch. We'll be doing the pod on Twitch as well. I will be having guests, some in my room, and oh my gosh, is that my side profile? Look at this big ass hair. Oh my gosh, look at all this hair that refused to go in the thing. Oh my gosh, crazy. I like the slick. I'm a pimp named Slick Back. Pimp named Slick. Anyway. Yeah, I'll be having some guests. Like, I'll have some girls, guys, people, persons. Yeah, man. That's the end of the pod, man. I hope it kept you company on your drive home, on your workout, on your cooking sesh, in your house cleaning sesh. I hope it motivated you. Chanel Richie is the credit I am giving today. Chanel Richie. I'll spell it out for you. So go onto YouTube. It's CHANEL space RICHIE. Chanel Richie. Her YouTube video, Getting Out of Your Lazy Girl Era, kicked me up the butt. Because I am a very motivated person. But a lot of things happened to me in the last few months that kind of made me a bit sad and just kind of put me down. And I was burnt out from uni. So I was burnt out. I was also emotionally tired, just physically tired. And I just entered the lazy girl era. And I'm sorry, but that's not who I want to be. So we're coming the fuck out of it. So yeah, thank you for tuning into the pod. I'm just going to chat to the Twitch people them now. Follow my Twitch. Follow my Insta. Follow the TikTok. Yeah, hold me accountable, y'all.